baby. I got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing but love. I got decided to show up and show my vocal skills for you guys because I feel like singing. I think I'm a pretty good singer. So let me hit another uh, song and note for y'all. I got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing but love. I got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing but love. It's also this song that I want to share. Well, I want to say this. Let me say this. Ain't nothing better than something that I've told you guys that I've been focusing on from the very beginning of this season. And I've been on this guy. I've been on him for quite some time. A lot of people wanted him fired. Uh, and I told you guys that I didn't have expectations for the players this year. I didn't have expectations for the players this year for our Atlanta Falcons because I wanted to focus on a more important aspect of the game that a lot of people just don't seem to understand or don't seem to fucking care. They don't care about this aspect of the game. And last night's game was a perfect example of such. I told you guys, anybody, if you remember me saying this, go ahead and hit the red and black. Throw some red and black in the chat. All right. I'll throw some thumbs up. Don't matter. But if you guys remember me saying this, at the beginning of the year, nearly, it's getting close to, to the new season. Um, and I think we all know most of us know that in a couple of days, contracts guaranteed. Uh, the money for these guys going into good God, that's a big ass hawk. Yeah, I stay in the country and we got these big ass hawks uh, in our neighborhood, so they pretty damn big. But nothing. But I told you they have these contracts, guaranteed contracts, coming on Wednesday, the 15th. So we're gonna see quite a few moves being made in a few. All right, we're gonna see quite a few moves being made. I want to give a brief um, update as far as that is concerned, but one major one. Um, on the 15th, on the 15th, guarantees the roster bonuses, excuse me, the contracts, the roster bonuses for these players are going to be um, are set. It's going to be set. So teams have about 2 days to figure out whether or not 100% sure are they going to either keep these guys on team or they're going to cut them. So guys like Casey Hayward, if you guys didn't check out my shorts, check out my shorts. Please check out the shorts now. All right. I can put out more videos on these shorts and give you guys more updates with the shorts. So you may not see a lot of the longer videos, but I'm going to put out a ton of freaking content when it comes down to the YouTube shorts. So that's a small change that they're making as far as this channel is concerned. But you're gonna see Casey Hayward. The Falcons got to make a decision on whether or not they're going to keep him. Two, the biggest one I think we all uh, are wondering at this point is whether or not the Falcons are going to cut Marcus Mariota. It's going to be a $12 million. They're going to save about $12 million. So, in my opinion, my humble opinion, this is something that is going to happen. I don't think the Falcons could, at this point in time, especially um, when they're going into phase 2 of this team's development. Uh, I think he's out of here. Just my opinion. But news out of the NFL is that Mr. Derek Carr said, "Hell to the no, to the no, 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 hell to the no, hell no, to the no, no, no." He said, "Hell no" to the Saints. Any trade to the Saints, dude said, "Hell no to the no, 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 hell to the no, hell no to the no, no, no." Yeah, he said that to the Saints. He said he was going to veto any potential trade to any team. So the news out of the NFL concerning Mr. Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints or any other team for that matter. But I think it's awfully funny for me to sing this song one more again. Okay, hell no to the no, 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 hell to the no, hell no to the no, 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 hell to the no, hell no to the no, 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 hell to the no. He said, "Hell no" to the Saints. They done gave this man, they done courted this man, and he said, "Hell no to the no, 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 hell to the no, hell no to the no, no, no." All right, I'm done. I think so. I think I'm done. I just want to sing one more time. Hell no to the no, 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 hell to the no, hell no to the no, no, no. All right, I'm done. Well, he said hell no to the Saints. Okay, that man wants to go to free agency, and he's going to veto any trade that goes um, that the Raiders are trying to trade. So Ian Rappaport is reporting that he and the Raiders, well, the Raiders have agreed that there's more than likely going to cut him. So the Raiders are going to dealing with a lot of dead cap. So I hate it for Raiders fans, man. That team been jerked, and the fans more. I fuck the team. The fans have been jerked around so much, man. It's ridiculous. So I feel bad for the Raiders fans. Every year some bullshit, and then they got another bull crap that they got to deal with this dead cap money. But that's the NFL. I mean, if the Falcons could do it in 2 years, the Raiders could do it too. All right. So at the end of the day, Mr. Derek Carr is going into it's looking as more and more like he's going to be one of the top free agents, if not the top free agent at quarterback this year. I wanted to kind of get into these. I just want to say this. I want to say I want to say this about the Philadelphia Eagles, and particularly their fans. Okay. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Jesus, oh Lord, I love to see them. I love to see it. Oh Jesus, oh my God, I love to see them in pain. I love to see them in pain. This is the most fucked up damn fan base in the United States of America. So fuck the Eagles. Fuck them. Fuck them all, okay? They deserve every fucking thing. They deserve this pain. They deserve to quote unquote get done over by the refs, all right? Even though I think it's a bunk of hog shit, and this is what this quote is all about. We got grown ass man, grown ass. We talking about reporters. These people have more experience than Mad Mike does. How in the blue hell we've been seeing? See, this is the reason why I told you guys This RPO is a bunch of bullshit, okay? This is why I say it's a bunch of bullshit. I've been telling y'all for the longest, y'all, look, stop with this cute shit and get rid of this RPO shit because shit like this is the reason why, all right? This is the reason why you get calls like that. Let me say this again. The RPO is the exact same reason why you got a call last night, okay? You had grown ass man Dove Kleeman, however you pronounce his name. He had the fucking nerve to say that this was like it wasn't holding, that it was a bad call. Of course, it wasn't a bad call. Okay, it wasn't a bad call. This is the reason why it's not a bad call because all first half, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, guess what? That RPO shit been happening all game. This is why I tell y'all. This is why I despise the RPO. It's because the offense get away with all this picking. They get away with these pick plays that happen every damn down and forces the defense to play off. Why? Because they illegally pick guys. The pick in the NFL is illegal. The refs, okay, it's up to the refs' judgment to figure out if it's a bad play or if it's a good play or it's a bad pick. It's up to the you leaving it up to the refs' judgment. This is why I don't like the RPO. This is the reason why I do not like the RPO because you leave it up to the ref's judgment. Let me repeat this. When you run the RPO, you leave it up to the ref's judgment. Even if it's not as close, it's still. That's the fucking problem with this RPO. And I've been saying it for years. I've been saying this for years. If the NFL don't get rid of this illegal pick from them, this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get DBs holding, and they're gonna get caught in the absolute right spot. The right spot was last night. It was the right play. Okay. You got James Bearberry. It was a holding. It was holding. I tugged his jersey and I was hoping they would let it slide. So if the DBs know Mr. Dove claiming and all these cocksuckers that said that it was a bad play, of course it wasn't a bad play. It was just a point in time that we all thought that they would let it go again. And like I said before, this happens all game long with this RPO. And until they bring back and they make sure that offensive players can illegally pick defensive guys, this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get DBs holding like they always do. Got Philly fans up there breaking the TVs good. Those them same some bitches that made that fat slob EDP like a 2 million damn subscribers. All because of them damn Eagles. Yeah, Eagles fans. Eagles fans made EDP one of the biggest YouTubers and personalities out here. They did this. So, like I said, they deserve everything they get. They beating up, throwing, bro. The Eagles fan base is such a disgusting fan base. How in the hell are you going out of your way to throw things? And I'm talking about not just throwing a paper cup or uh, uh, a paper cup filled with beer or something. These dudes throwing dangerous shit, batteries, and literally trying to hurt people, jumping people in the stands, saying some of the most disgusting shit. Beer bottles, like bro, they do some of the most disgusting things, and I'm glad they lost. I'm glad they suffering. I'm glad they suffered. That was the main reason why I wanted the Philadelphia Eagles to win or to lose. It's because of those fans. The fan base is absolute disgusting. I believe winning the championship is all for the fans. Mostly for the fans. You know, obviously it's going to always be for the players, but mostly for the fans, man. Not the hell the media. I think it's really just mostly for the fans. So that was the main reason why I said to myself that they were gonna end up. I hope they would lose because of the fan base. Fan base are absolute disgusting human beings. Disgusting human beings. And I mean every word that I said. Another reason why I wanted them to win is because of the importance of the defensive line. I think the importance of the defensive line in the trenches were absolutely put on display last night. I think the importance of defensive line, offensive line was put on display last night. All right, so let me say this about the Eagles and where I feel like their franchise is headed. All right, so they have a lot of free agents. All right, they have free agents: Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox, Miles Sanders, Chauncey Gardner Johnson, James Bradbury, Kazir White, Isaac Sumalo, Marcus Epps, Robert Quinn, Gardner Minshew, Andre Dillard, and Dominican Sue, Linval Joseph, Zach Pascal, and Boston Scott. And most of these guys are in the trenches. That's the biggest problem that I have going into the trenches. That's the biggest thing that I focus on as far as they going into the free agency. I think they have a lot of work to do. And what I'm seeing right now, as far as the direction of the Philadelphia Eagles, I think they're making a grave mistake. I really believe that they're making a huge mistake. And I feel like they're going down the same path that the Atlanta Falcons did. I truly believe that they're going down the exact same path the Atlanta Falcons did in 2017, 18, when they decided to draft Calvin Ridley. They didn't think that the trenches were important. So they're going to start building this team around Jalen Hurts. I really and I truly believe that's the worst thing that they need. If I were them, I would not build that team around Jalen Hurts. They put so much money into these wide receivers last night that barely showed up. And yeah, I said barely showed up. If you look at their stats outside of the two big plays when they wide receivers, they really did not show up. All right. So let me give you a little bit of stats that I think are important. And this is why I say I think this is a huge mistake if they decide to build around Jalen Hurts. And I'm gonna get down to his game. I got an unpopular opinion when it comes down to his particular game, and a lot of people gonna be upset. But I hope Philadelphia fans, um, I hope they in here because I'm just gonna give y'all a little bit of yeah, I gotta give y'all a little bit of excuse me, I'm trying to read something. My bad. Um, but yeah, when you look at this, when you look at this these stats, man, a lot of people look at it and say, man, 27 to 37, 300 yards, one touchdown, 15 carries, 70 yards, three touchdown rushing touchdowns. I would say, God dang, boy, Jalen Hurts had an incredible game. Well, statistically, he had a damn good game. Statistically, he had a real good game. Yeah, he played quite well. Can't disregard that at all. But this is where I say that RPO is really just based on two things. It's based on big plays and it's based on the coach's ability to get everybody involved. Okay? Let me say that again. The RPO is based on big plays. You got to have athletes to get big plays. Two, the coach's ability to get everybody involved. And I think he did an absolute horrible job last night in getting everybody involved in that Philadelphia Eagles offense. Okay, so let me look at these numbers when we talk about they running backs. The running backs, Kenneth Gainwell, 7 carries for 21 yards. That's 3 a pop. His longest was 9 yards. Miles Sanders, 7 yards, 16 yards, 7 carries for 16 yards, 2.3 a carry. His longest was 6 yards. Boston Scott, 3 carries, 8 yards, 2.7 with a long of 9. You see where the problem lies? Let me read that again because probably a lot of people don't understand what I'm going with this. Okay, let me read these numbers as far as the running game again. Okay, I want you guys to understand what I'm saying right here. So I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna read these numbers again, and you kind of see where I'm going with this. All right, Jalen Hurts, 15 carries, 70 yards, 4.7, 3 touchdowns, 28 with his long. Kenneth Gainwell, 7 carries, 21 yards, 3 a pop, 9 was his long. Miles Sanders, 7 yards, 7 carries, 16 yards, 2.36 was his long. Boston Scott, 3 carries, 8 yards, 2.79 was his long. But that's not what really bothered me. That's not what really bothered me when we're looking at this particular thing. I'm going to look at the catches as far as the you got Devontae Smith, 7 catches, 100 yards. Okay, and you have below that AJ Brown, 6 catches, 96 yards. Dallas Goddard, 6 catches and 60 yards. Kenneth Gainwell, 4 and 20. But this is where it bothers me. This is where it bothers me when you look at this team. 45 was alone. 45 was alone for AJ and Devontae Smith. Dallas Goddard had a catch for nearly 20 yards. So anything that's close or near or over 20 yards is considered a big play. This is where it gets interesting for me. You had your 3 wide receivers and your big players. Most of those guys didn't have outside of those one, two, 3 big plays in the passing game. The passing game was pretty much held in control. The passing game was pretty much held in control. They got 1 touchdown via the passing game. The problem is Philadelphia relied way too much on the big play. And this is one of the main reasons why I say if the Falcons are going to become a great team, a good team, they cannot rely on big plays. You got to have balance. And Philadelphia did not have balance in the running game. Philadelphia, what they did, they put the ball into their playmakers' hands. The guy that they wanted to create is almost identical. I told you guys before. Coaches are in the business of trying to create superstar quarterbacks. That's why the Philadelphia Eagles got in trouble last night. If you look at how the game was played, every time they got into the red zone, how many times did they dial up Jalen Hurts' number? Kind of see where I'm going with this. How many times when they got into the red zone, how many times did they dial up Jalen Hurts? They didn't dial up anybody else's number but Jalen Hurts. He was the only one they were dialing up plays when they got into the red zone. And this is why I'm gonna say this is where I'm gonna say, and this is what I told Big Sam. I told OG Sam, I said, Philadelphia got a damn good defensive line. Kansas City got a good defensive line. They got a good offensive line. Both teams have a good defensive line and they have good offensive line. But this is where the difference lies. This is where the difference lies. And this is why the Chiefs won the Super Bowl on this and this alone. If you look at how the Chiefs played ball when they got into the red zone versus how the Eagles played. This is why they won the game. So I'm just waiting on somebody. I'm gonna see if anybody. I'm before I say it, I'm gonna see if you guys are catching on to what I'm saying. How many times did the Philadelphia Eagles dial up Jalen Hurts' number when they got into the red zone? Yeah, I got your question. Xavier Herndon every single time. Every time they got into the red zone, they dialed up Jalen Hurts' number to score touchdowns. He had 3 rushing touchdowns. For me, that's a problem. I don't want my quarterback rushing for touchdowns in the red zone. I want to set a precedent. We're gonna run the damn ball through your damn face. That's the reason why the Philadelphia Eagles ran. That's why they lost the game. Is because they was focused on creating a superstar instead of winning the damn game. And I know a lot of people are say I done lost my damn mind thinking about this. The reason why I say they was interested in creating a superstar because when you look at the Chiefs and how they scored their touchdowns, does anybody know how the Chiefs scored their touchdown? Because I can show it to you. I can show it to you right here. Okay. Patrick Mahomes had 3 touchdowns. Isaiah Pacheco had a touchdown, rushing touchdown. But let me read these touchdowns for you guys. And this is the reason why I say Andy Reid is an absolute stud. Patrick Mahomes had 3 touchdowns passing. But the difference with this, Pacheco had a rushing touchdown. I hope I'm saying his name. Travis Kelsey had a touchdown. Kadarius Toney had a touchdown. And Sky Moore. That's how they lost the game. That's how Andy Reid won. They didn't. They wasn't. They weren't. The thing is teams every year. You kept hearing the the commentary saying all year that the Eagles have been running this offense the exact same way all year long. That's how they lost. That's exactly how the Eagles lost because they kept doing the same thing they've been doing all year. Great coaches will not allow you to beat them the same way over and over and over again. Andy Reid completely changed his game plan and said, guess what? Yeah, we got Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, we got Travis Kelsey, but we're gonna run some plays to get Kadarius Toney involved, Sky Moore involved. And all night long, you kept seeing the Chiefs using those jet sweeps in the back and motion to get those guys off the rocker. This is how they kept the edges away from Patrick Mahomes. They kept using those speed guys, and this is why I said this is one of the main reasons why I wanted Miko Hartman is because this is how the Chiefs would. This is how they keep their edges and their tackles clean. They using those speed guys coming off the edge to focus on what? Yeah, protection. Having those guys that threat on the edge that can take it to the house. That's how the Chiefs won. That's how the Chiefs won. They were so focused on creating one superstar, they forgot about, yeah, they got many guys. And most of that came at the second half. Most of these changes came at the second half. Andy Reid is a freaking genius. He and Eric Bieniemy did a wonderful job with second half adjustments offensively. The Chiefs did a masterful job of using those jet sweeps and that motion to keep Phillies ends off the ball. That's how they won. Nick Sirianni got handed to him. Steve Gannon, they got handed to him. Steve Spagnuolo did a masterful job with defensively, keeping that defensive line, keeping that offensive line intact for the most part. They did not allow that running game for Philadelphia to get going. So guess what they did? Sirianni started using the quarterback. He started using the quarterback because he saw that his line running backs wasn't doing much. That's what wins Super Bowls, baby. That's what wins games. It's adjustments. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have a coaching staff that has the ability to want to adjust during the game, you're never gonna win the Super Bowls. Gotta have that ability to adjust. That's why the Atlanta Falcons lost the Super Bowl in 16, and that's why, you know, to be honest, the Chiefs lost to what game that was? A couple years ago they lost because they kept trying to use big plays. Kept trying to Bucks. All right, yeah, it was the Bucks because they kept trying to get big plays off of it. Andy Reid said like, damn, we can't get these big plays, so how are we gonna adjust? Andy Reid didn't adjust in that Super Bowl. So he went back, he learned from it and said, all right, we can't get these big plays. We can't live off these big plays with Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Miko Hardman. Like he can't live off these big plays like that. So we got to adjust. And this is what the adjustment is. I said last year, towards the end of the year, where the Chiefs did not, their offense wasn't the same with Tyreek Hill. That's when they decided to let Tyreek Hill go because even with Tyreek Hill, they weren't getting those plays. Defenses weren't letting them get those big plays. And it was also got to give a shout out to the Falcons for exposing that weakness in them. So Andy Reid went back to the drawing table and say, all right, they're not allowing us to get these big plays. They're not allowing us to get these big plays anymore. So guess what we're going to do? It's going to become the Travis Kelce show. We're just going to attack the middle of the field, run the ball, run a ton of motion, jet sweeps, and all these type of stuff. They've been doing it all year. Motion is where the game is going. A lot of people think it's the RPO, but it's really the motion that keeps people off. They had two plays. They ran the same play back to back in the red zone and scored two touchdowns, and they were both wide open using those jet sweeps and motions. Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy are an absolute stud uh, duo. That's how they won. The adjustments. Philadelphia Eagles got completely outcoached by the Kansas City Chiefs. And this is why it's important for the Atlanta Falcons to go out and get so many different coaches. The Jerry Grays, bringing in guys. Also, we got Frank Bush, and we got Nielsen. So it's important to pad your staff with a bunch of guys that got experience. Because in tough games and tough situations, these guys know how to make those necessary adjustments. Nick Sirianni got way too cocky with this RPO stuff. Going down, anytime a team got to go for on fourth down, this is why I say, yeah, they were number one offense. But if you look at the Eagles, their offense really wasn't that great. Number one ranked offense, and guess what? They had to go for it on fourth down at least 8 times, 5 times. It's look Southside. Let me let me tell you why this is a problem when you got the quarterback running for for, for touchdowns. But those touchdowns in the red zone is because they're taking away everything else. It's about balance. One of the reasons why the Atlanta Falcons weren't able to win in the Super Bowl is because they in the Super Bowl versus how they got there in the first place. Anybody remember? We had two running backs with 10 touchdowns. Had Devontae Freeman, Tevin Coleman. Two guys with 20 touchdowns plus. Why? Because they weren't able to focus on that one player. That's why the Atlanta Falcons offense was so damn dynamic, and because they couldn't allow they couldn't the defense couldn't focus on one player. That's why I got a problem with how Sirianni was using Jalen Hurts in the red zone. Yeah, it worked, but essentially what you did was put the focus on him. The Chiefs defense was totally fine with him running the ball. But when they hand the ball off, guess what? They running backs wasn't doing much. So that was allowing them to use Jalen Hurts in that way. So is it really smart when the running backs? Let me show you the running backs numbers again. All right. Let me show you what the running backs numbers are. This is why I had a problem with it. And the stats show it for itself. Okay. Jalen Hurts, 15 carries, 70 yards, 4.7, three touchdowns. The rest of the crew, as far as running the ball, every last one of them was under 3 yards a carry. You see that? The Chiefs were totally fine with that. They was totally fine with letting Jalen Hurts do exactly what he was doing. Kenneth Gainwell, 7 carries for 21 yards, 3 yards a pop. Miles Sanders, 7 carries, 16 yards, 2 yards a pop. Boston Scott, 3 carries for 8 yards, 2 yards a pop. The Chiefs were totally fine with Jalen Hurts doing exactly what he was doing. They wanted him to get those numbers. They wanted him to run the damn ball, and they were just going to stop everybody else. The one saving grace for the Eagles offense was those wide receivers, A.J. Brown and Smith, with those two big plays. If you take away those two big plays for 45 yards, guess what? They passed for 200 yards. If you take away those two big plays from Smith and A.J. Brown, they passed for 240 yards, 204 yards. You see where the problem lies? They were totally fine letting Jalen Hurts do exactly what he was doing. That's why I have a problem with it. That's why it was important for them to run the ball more with Miles Sanders than they did. And they only brought Miles Sanders in the third, fourth quarter when he was already cold. Dude haven't been playing, and then you throw him in there, and then he ends up fumbling. You got to establish that run game early, bro. You got to establish that running game early. That's what the Eagles. This is why the Eagles lost the game. The coaching adjustment. So it looks good when you look at the numbers and say, "Oh man, he got 3 touchdowns." Yeah, of course. They want him to get 3 touchdowns. They just don't want everybody else to go off. That was their whole design the entire time. Let Jalen Hurts do his thing, but we're gonna stop everybody else. You had a coach in the second year, been there. And like I said, Joe Houston, that's the whole point. Andy Reid has seen it all. So he knew exactly what the game plan was for them. He knew exactly what the Eagles' game plan was. They were going to use the same, they had been using the same game plan all year. Sometimes it's not okay to run the same stuff because a guy like Andy Reid, who's been there, guess what? He got an adjustment for the adjustment. If he realized you're gonna be running the same shit all game, guess what? Especially defensively, Andy Reid gonna pick that shit apart. You give him enough time, Andy Reid gonna make that adjustment. Gotta have a veteran coach to stay up. See, I look. Let me, because Chuck, I don't think you comprehending well at all. Scoring 35 points is good, but having an efficient offense is another. Okay, having a efficient offense is another. Both of those D line didn't play that well, so that's one. We all know the Chiefs secondary pretty ain't that dang on good, so that's two. That's why I just said if you take away those two big plays, as far as the passing game is concerned, you got 204 yards passing. Let me repeat this again. If it wasn't for those two big plays with AJ Brown and and Smith, you're looking at a game where they only have 204 yards passing. So you can score 31, you can score 35 points, but that don't mean your offense got you to those spots and those places. So a lot of people just say, "Oh, they scored 38 points. They scored 35 points." The Eagles scored 35 points, but their defense put them. It was 24 to 14. Okay, 24 to 14. 24-14. So a lot of people look at the score and say, "Yeah, the Philadelphia," but you gotta look deeper than just the score, bro. Look deeper than what the score is. So, like I said, it's more to Jalen Hurts numbers than meets the eye. And like I said, the Chiefs were totally fine with allowing Jalen Hurts to score that, or at the very least, him being the center of the offense. That way, you can't get those wide receivers involved. If you get the wide receivers and the running backs involved, it's difficult to stop. The RPO is an offense that need rhythm. So with rhythm, with the RPO, it's called a run pass option. You need your running backs to be able to be a threat in the running game. That's the first ingredient when it comes down to that run pass option. They didn't have the running game. So the rhythm was already disrupted with the running game in itself. That's why you kept seeing them going for it on fourth down. And as far as that Eagles defense, I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna say this. That Chiefs offensive line did a fucking hell of a job. They are the real MVP when it come down to those trenches. That offensive line for them, they the real MVP. I did not expect for them to hold that team to that low of amount of. For one, the Chiefs defensive line had 5 tackles for losses, which means they were getting in the backfield, they were getting penetration, and two, they had a sack and 2 quarterback hits. So that's 8. You affected the quarterback at least 8 times. Are you getting penetration? That's what it's all about. The Chief defensive line didn't show up. So I'm gonna be real. I didn't see that happening. I did not see the Chiefs offensive line being able to hold those guys as long as they did. And the thing is about that offense, the Eagles offense held the ball for 35 minutes. That's even more impressive. They held the ball for 35 minutes. The Chiefs had it for 25, 24, 25. And that defensive line still couldn't do much with that Chiefs. So got to give credit to that Chiefs offensive line, man. They did a hell of a damn job. But I like look at the end of the day as a football guy, man, we got a hell of a game. That's the type of game that I love. Chess match. Offense starting off, on fire for the most part, starting out well for the most part for the Eagles. Andy Reid and that offense, they started a little slower than usual. But that second half is when Andy Reid made those adjustments and the Chiefs offense just could not be stopped. And then their defense kept getting, stops. The Eagles defense couldn't get stops. So it just became like I said, it was just a chess match. This is great. That's what football is all about. Them adjustments, man. And I think at the end of the day, the Eagles had their number coming out, and Andy Reid and that coaching staff made the necessary adjustments at the end of the game to win it. That's what great coaches do. They make adjustments and they win the game in tough spots. And let me tell y'all another too. I might throw this video out there, but good God Almighty, bro, Jalen Hurts. I look, I'm saying this. Jalen Hurts is they're gonna be in for a world of hurt if they sit up there and sign this man to a 150, $200 million deal. This dude couldn't even pass the ball 50 yards, bro. Did y'all see that attempt to throw a Hail Mary at the end of the game? That was supposed to be an attempt to throw the ball for a Hail Mary. Bro, the ball didn't even make it didn't even make it past 40, 50 yards, bro. If I were the Eagles, I would continuously build in the trenches, run the ball, because Jalen Hurts, although he had a damn good game, bro, it's like it's a lot of look, that offense is dependent on a lot of things and mostly offensive line, bro. And we all know in the NFL, man, it's like you start getting players and players start getting recognition around the league, they're gonna want more money. So it's gonna be difficult for them to keep not only the wide receivers, the running backs, but that offensive line together. Not even counting the defensive line. So it's gonna be hard for those guys. Like I said, I'll be real careful about how much money I give Jalen Hurts. I really would, bro. This dude literally, bro. I don't even think that shit was 40 yards. That shit was bad, bro. That was hard to watch to see a guy that could barely get that motherfucker 40 yards. And everybody talk about Matt Ryan arms. Shit. Damn, how you doing, bro? Hope you feeling better. Bro, look, it wasn't no hell about that shit. That bitch was just Mary. Oh, boy, you crazy. Bro, that motherfucker, D-Rod, bro, that bitch died in the air. That motherfucker said, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I ain't going up there. Bam. That bitch hit straight to the ground. Oh, this motherfucker way too high. I'm coming down. That bitch died. It's like I said, seeing that shit, yeah, I'm thinking twice about running. I'm thinking twice about giving that man that much money. I think it'd be a huge mistake if they think they're gonna build that offense, that team around Jalen Hurts. That'll be a horrendous idea. Let them do it because I love to see the Eagles lose, especially their fans. But I think it'd be a disgusting. I think it'd be a dumb idea to build that team around them because the Giants they gonna get better, especially with that defense, and they got some decisions to make with Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones. But like they're gonna get better. Washington's gonna get better, in my opinion. So they gonna have some problems, bro. So like I said, I don't know if I'm better. He said Shannon Sharp said he believe his hurt shoulder is gone after that injury. I mean, yeah, bro. A shoulder injury. Look, from experience, bro. Man, look, that injuries are nothing to play with. Your shoulder is never the same, bro. You gonna forever be getting uh you gonna be ever getting these damn massage therapy from your boy, for people like the therapist, Mr. Warren. You gonna be forever getting massage therapy. Trust me. When you get yeah, bro, trust me. If you get a shoulder injury, yeah, that thing ain't never gonna be the same. Bro, that man said he thought the TV glitched. Wow. That bitch went in the air and baby went straight to the ground. And Reid had an answer to everything. The counter play that grabbed the first down early. The third was a thing of beauty and aggressive defensive line amongst others. Like I said, man. I just think Sirianni just got he like in his head. One thing I like we learned as Falcons is that you got to be smart when you're aggressive. Sirianni just doing dumb shit because he can get away with it because he had good defense and he got some good players. They got good. They got a good offensive line. And I'm gonna say this: Jason Kelsey is 35 years old, bro. That's another thing. How long are they gonna be able to keep that offensive line together? That man, 35 years old. How long is Kelsey gonna be able to keep playing? That offensive line for the Chiefs. How long are they gonna be able to keep those guys together? That man said the football was deflated. Lane Johnson, old. Those two guys right off the bat. If they don't find replacements for those guys fast, it'll be foolish to pay Jalen Hurts. The RPO is a rhythm offense. If you don't have rhythm and a team disrupt your rhythm, especially by a lot of it was an interesting thing too that Spagnola did. I don't know if y'all caught it, but on a play, he had Willie Gay. I don't know. It was a weird play where he had Gay on the edge. The defensive end crashed in, and then Gay went out, and then ended up catching Jalen Hurts at the end for that option read. He thought it was open, but Gay ended up went outside when he thought it was free. I thought that was a hell of a bro. Like I said, I just think the Chiefs coaching staff just totally outclassed the Eagles at the end of the game. They were calling some unique plays at the end of the game, and I truly believe that's what it came down to. Talent wise, I think both of these teams are on par as far as they talent on both sides of the ball. The Chiefs have some good players on defense side and have some elite players on the offensive side of the ball. Special teams, good special teams. Same thing for the Eagles. But We saw like towards the end of the game when you need those big plays, man. That's when Andy Reid went in that bag, bro. That's when Spagnola went in that bag. That was a hell of a draw up play. I did not see. They had not shown that play all freaking year until they made Jalen Hurts. And when he crashed out, I think that was a Spagnola. That was a amazing play to sign. Who, Mike? Who your top black quarterbacks of all time? Just curious. Ronnie Cunningham, Mike Vick, Doug Williams. Um, I'll just say those three. Mike Vick, Doug Williams, Randall Cunningham. Those are mine. I can throw Steve McNair in there too. You can throw Steve Air McNair in that mug. But yeah, those are my favorites there. 4th and 5, they went for it and designed a quarterback run. And Josh, that's what I'm saying. Like Spagnola was ready for it. That's why it's like Sirianni, everybody calling him a genius and stuff right now, bro. Like I'm hold up. It's only look at the end of the day, bro. I say this all the time. Great coaches make adjustments. It's not about the play designs. It's not about how you gonna run this RPO and this. You got to know when to run the RPO. You got to know when to run the damn ball 14 times in a row. You got to know when to blitz the edge because they're not expecting it. You got to know when to run a QB draw. You got to know when to have a QB spy on defense. It's not so much that you call these plays; it's when to call these plays. And this is why I said they got totally outclassed last night. They got two back-to-back plays. All they did was flip it. The man had two wide open touchdowns, wide open. That never happens in the NFL. You run the same play, but all you did was flip it. That never happens to a team where they got wide open guys. These dudes were wide the freak open. That is a testament to great coaching, bro. So that man, look, like I said, man, I think Andy Reid, starting off bad in Philadelphia, I think largely due to the fact where he was stubborn as hell. He was gonna run his offense and didn't make adjustments. That's why they lost so many NFC Championship games. In Philadelphia, it was Andy Reid refused to adjust. But going to Kansas City, man, in fact, you've seen the maturation and the growth of Andy Reid, most importantly. But I think right now what we're seeing for Andy Reid is he trusting his coaches to help him. That's the biggest thing. That's the growth. That's when you see great coaches take it to another level because he's allowing his coaching to be his eyes. He trusts Eric Bieniemy to be his eyes to see some things that he don't see. Bro, that's how you build great teams. You got to have a great squad around you. You got to have a great coaching staff around you. So I think that's where the Chiefs won this game, bro. Looking at this team and saying, God dang, bro. Like yeah, they got a good squad. Yeah, they got some good wide receivers, defensive linemen, running backs. But like I said, I think at the end of the day, those plays on fourth when they stopped Jalen, those are just great play designs from their coaches. That's what they want. Did y'all hear? Yeah, I did hear that Eagles fans were screaming MVP towards Jalen Hurts. I mean, if they think so. This man, I think I was tagged in another post by my buddy Ryan Michaels. He does an excellent job. He's a statistician for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he tagged me in some quarterback numbers. And your boy Patrick Mahomes done set an NFL record for 5,600 yards passing, 45 touchdowns in the season. But he set an NFL record with 5,600 yards passing this year. 5,600 yards. I like Greg Olson on the panel. I don't know about the other dude. Yeah, I guess his name Kevin Bernhardt. Yeah, I guess that's his name, Burkhart. Yeah, he was boring as shit. Greg Olson good. I ain't like the other dude. I mean, if we gonna get Bates, I doubt it. I said this time and time again. Do not get used to seeing the Falcons spending a lot of money in free agency. The Falcons have already said that they're going to put most of their money in retaining their own players. So if they feel like this guy going to be a super mega star and they got a little bit of extra money to go outside, which I don't think they do because they have to re-sign their own players, I doubt it. And to be honest, man, I don't think Jesse Bates is very good in man coverage. It's a lot of things that Jesse Bates is not very good at to me. He just not. It doesn't appeal to me. I'd rather just keep Jalen Hawkins and Richie Grant and let those guys continue to develop than bring in a guy and pay him 30, $40 million just to do their job. When we can just use that money up front, get some, uh, get some defensive linemen, bring these guys in, add a little bit of depth, and let them do their thing. So like I'm not a fan of Jesse Bates, just to be honest. I don't really see anything special about him at all. I think he's a box safety and with a little bit of athleticism. I think that's what he is. Playing him, I didn't really see anything that jumped out that stood out to me outside of him being a box safety with a little bit of yeah. Like I said, I just don't see anything special about Jesse Bates. I wouldn't spend money on him. Uh, I, I I I don't know if I expected a shootout, but I expected a close game. I'll say that. Yeah, I expected a close game. I don't know about a Blackbeard. I don't know about a shootout. That's what it ended up being. Both defensive line didn't really play well at all. The Chiefs played a little better than the Eagles, or more than a little better. The Eagles D line just didn't show up at all. Like Pacheco, that dude was having his damn fucking field day. I think they ran the ball for like 150 yards or something like that. Yeah, yeah, I was surprised by that. I was really surprised that they didn't show up at all. The Eagles front didn't show up at all. That's probably the only thing I'm really surprised about. That little dude be running hard, man. You can't get MVP if you lose a fumble resulting in a defense touchdown, a big mistake. Yeah, that's a big. And see, that's another reason. I'm glad you brought that up. Y'all brought that up. Is that's the thing about the RPO, man. Bro, that's about that RPO. It's all about like we saw that several games with Marcus Mariota when we run that RPO shit. He fumbled a lot of a lot of key snaps, and we saw that with us. So it's like I'm just RPO is one of those things that you don't run a lot. I don't think you base your whole offense on the RPO. You run it here and there, but like if you're trying to make that the basis of your offense, I think you're making a grave mistake, a huge mistake. I do not like RPO. It's all cute for college. It's all cute for numbers and big plays, but I'm just not a fan of RPO at all. Because if you look at most of the teams, even going back and look at Josh Allen, I mean, you saw they run a lot of RPO stuff as well. You saw a bunch of turnovers, fumbles, missed snaps. It's like interceptions because you rushing. It's like the RPO is a dangerous offense, man. Just gonna be real. That RPO is a dangerous, dangerous offense because you tend to get those turnovers in high pressure situations. Like the RPO is good when you got rhythm and your defense is playing well. It's great, but soon in them high pressure situations come on, that's when you start seeing the mistakes come, and that's exactly what happened to the Eagles. They started getting false starts and all that type of stuff in high pressure situations. I'm just not a fan of RPO at all, bro. I'm not a fan of it. The Eagles cannot make their offense the staple of that team. Bro, D Coleman, bro, I don't know what the hell. I was just like, I'm so goddamn confused. Motherfucker made up a whole new fucking rule. Who the hell said 3 catches, 3 feet? Motherfucker need that 12 feet for it to be a damn catch now. A fumble, the fumble, like, bro, I don't know what a damn catch is now. They making up shit. You need 4 toes and goddamn an ankle to be down. The hell? They were making up shit last night. They was saying shit that I ain't never heard of. Motherfucker say you need to make a 3 steps. I thought it was always 2 steps. One, two, you get your other foot down. Now they saying you need three. One, two, three for it to be labeled a catch. Bro, y'all, bro, they just making up shit. I don't know what the hell the damn catch is now. And then the other thing that was bothering me, it was they were saying that that what dude they say with the bobble, I guess if you got your feet down, you got possession. But I don't fucking know, man. I'm just so confused with these catches, bro. Like I don't know what a damn catch is. I just pray to God that we just don't get burnt at the wrong time because of this crap. That man said he pulled a Tyree Taquan Graham. Good God. I don't think that is Goddard. I still say that wasn't a catch. I don't know how the hell you can bobble the ball and say that it's a catch. Like I don't fucking know, man. Like I said, I really have no idea what the hell a catch is anymore. And at Devontae, yeah, man, look, I like I said, I just forget. I don't even know at this point. Speak on how being money hungry can actually tarnish your legacy. Because I know he's salty right now. I mean, this is where I'm glad you brought that up, Middle Mill. Appreciate it. Um, one of the things that I think too is that we got so many. It's so much money being involved, and a lot of the media like aid into these players' hunger and greed, I should say. A lot of the media aids into the because like you become laughing stock if you take less money for team. You know what I'm saying? Like if you take less money for team, you label it as a laughing stock. But if I were anybody, this is the only time you're gonna get me to praise Tom Brady. This is why I think Tom Brady had the right mindset when it came down to being a team. Tom Brady never take more. He never took more than $35 million a year. I know a lot of people are probably saying themselves like, but he Tom Brady, he make a lot of money. Well, a lot of these players are making more money off the field than they making on the field. So I don't think it's if you surround yourself with the right team that's going to help you, invest your money into business, things like podcasts, because a lot of athletes are doing podcasts and things of that nature, restaurants and real estate. Like if you invest your money the right way, you wouldn't have to be money hungry. And I think that's where I say Tom Brady, he was ahead of a lot of players because so many players just like, look, I want my damn money. Give me my money now. But it hurts the team in itself. Now, I will say to this, certain teams do kind of take advantage of players. So I can understand why some players will have that mindset. But if a team has shown you nothing but love and they respect you and they want you to be a part of that team, like the Atlanta Falcons, I think a player should always do what's best for the team, still make a little bit of money. I'm not saying you take, if you're worth the market value is 15 million, you take 5 million. Like I'm not saying that. Take a good team. You know what I'm saying? And you go back to the negotiating table and say, "Hey, man, I made 2 Pro Bowls. Can you give me an extra 5 million?" You know what I'm saying? So like, work with the team. And I think players like Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, um, the running back for the Steelers, good God, what's his name? But a lot of those guys were so money hungry and they wanted their money. I think winning the Super Bowl, having that media presence and becoming a household name because your team is winning, not because you getting paid $100 million. It's like I think that's more important in the long run. I think about my legacy. If I'm a player, I'm thinking about my legacy. You can get one big paycheck and nobody remember your ass for the rest of your fucking life. Let me say that again. You can get one big payoff, a payday, and nobody ever meant your name ever again. Albert Hainsworth, um, Jamarcus Russell. A lot of these guys have got one big ass contract. You never see these guys ever again. Nobody even know Hainsworth is alive. Nobody even know if that fat slob and Jamarcus Russell is even alive, bro. Look what happened to Julio Jones when he got greedy. His career went down to his career went down the shitter. And if I'm gonna just be real, I think Julio Jones could it be at least serviceable in this offense if he would have just committed to the. Ain't nobody looking for you to be the number one wide receiver. That's why we was looking. That's why we end up, drafting Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts could have took over. So I think he did himself a disservice. He made a mistake chasing that dollar, fucking the Falcons over. And then he got that he got his money, went to Tennessee, that failed, and went to the Bucks and that failed. All because you chasing that dollar. Julio made the wrong decision to chase that dollar and force the Atlanta Falcons to pay him, and then it ultimately destroyed the whole team. The one move that really destroyed the Atlanta Falcons isn't really Matt Ryan's contract. The one move that two moves, I say two moves, and this is why me and K-Sal, you go to his channel, he actually spoke on this. But the two moves that really destroyed this Atlanta Falcons team, one, the drafting of Calvin Ridley. We did not need Calvin Ridley. We could have used that $10 million on somebody else. We could have at least traded back down, got a wide receiver, or a traded back down, pick up two other guys in the lower second, third rounds, and got a receiver, ended up giving a defensive lineman. Well, we did not need Calvin Ridley, and that Calvin Ridley move ultimately resulted in Julio Jones saying, "I want my damn money," and that attitude. Julio felt like they was about to replace him. So guess what? That's what happens. So those are two moves when you look at it, that resulted. That's why organizations got to be real careful about the moves that they make and players that they draft and probably bring in. So, like I said, man, I think the NFL and the players should take a real good look at what Tom Brady is doing. The man was making $30 million a year. He had a couple of incentives, but outside of that, that's it. I think every quarterback, and Michael Vick actually spoke on this too. People thought he was being a hater, he was being stupid, but Michael Vick, he was talking about the same shit that Tom Brady was talking about. He told Lamar Jackson that he should take, the first contract with them. Don't take these big old contracts because when you take these big old contracts, it severely handicaps the team on what they can do to continuously build a team. And he was right about that. Vic was absolutely right about this. This is the same game plan that Tom Brady's been doing it. This is why everybody say Tom Brady's smart, because it's a smart move. If he wants to win, if he wants to put another ring on his finger, Tom Brady knows that he's gonna have to take a paycheck cut, a pay cut. He knows that. But we got guys like Russ Wilson right now holding the organization hostage. You got guys like Kyler Murray, these guys, and you got Lamar Jackson, all these guys holding the organization hostage is because of this. They want to get paid. And in my opinion, you put the Baltimore Ravens in a bad position. Why? Because guess what? Now they got to decide how the hell am I going to get more help on defense? Yeah, it's the agent convinced these players to cap out on organization. And yeah, you're absolutely right because the agents, they get paid based on how much you get. So if you get a $200 million contract, guess what? Your agent more than likely gonna get somewhere between 10 to 30% of that. So that's why a lot of these players are their own agents now because the agents are giving them the wrong freaking advice. That's why Richard Sherman, you know what I'm saying? It's like he was his own agent. There's a lot of players that been their own agent, but like a lot of the agents are just giving them bad advice and then they end up, screwing them in the long run. So I employ everybody who just in business together, man. Don't listen to these so-called experts and financial experts and all that shit, man. Like at the end of the day, you gotta protect yourself. What's best, and sometimes going for the most money is not the best thing. And like I said, take a look at what Tom Brady's done. Tom Brady has never made anything close to 40, $50 million a year in a contract. Tom Brady's never made. He never had a contract where he was getting paid $50 million, 45 million, 40 million, and all that because he knew how important it was to build a team in its entirety. Because he was focused on getting him a championship. You get a championship, you don't have to worry about money. That's how you know they more. Absolutely. What's up, Night Rider? How you doing, bro? And Southside, that's exactly what we're talking about. A lot of these players just think getting all their money up front is the way to do it. Like, if it was smart, you'd be doing what Matt Ryan doing right now. Matt Ryan know his career coming to an end. Matt Ryan knows that his career is coming to an end. So what is he doing right now? Getting into the media, finding another way to get that money. That's smart, bro. That's smart. You got to find a way to get that money. A hustler is supposed to find another way to get money. If football is all you know, bro, you're going to have to you got to get smarter. You got to find ways to get that money and not just one way. You got to find ways to flip that money and make more money with the money that you've been given. Scared money don't make no money. I know everybody heard that phrase before. Scared money don't make no money. And that scared money don't make no money, like that applies to football players too, even more so because guess what? Players are scared they'll never get their money again, and they end up making a dumb mistake signing with an organization that is absolute shit. And then they go down there, and then they're not used the proper way, but you chase the you went to a team for that check. How many times have we seen players go to a team because they were chasing a check and then they end up bombing out in that organization? They not used right, and then you never hear from them guys ever again. Anybody want to take a guess on how many players that happened to? I remember frustrated Vic said, "I wish we had the same weapons as Peyton Manning." All right, man. Look, that's it. Right there. Peerless Price. I was waiting for somebody to say it, D. Coleman. You right on that. That's exactly what I was talking about. Peerless Price was chasing that check, went to Atlanta, and fell off the face of the earth. That's exactly who I was talking about. So many players, Knight Rider, has done that. They chased that check, went to an organization, went to a situation that they thought they was going to be better, and they end up. This is why you got guys like Cordell Patterson right now. That dude, look, he got money, bro. He got more ways to make money. He got more ways to make money. That man ain't worried about that. It's smart. That's how you win. It's making adjustments. Everybody be so focused on putting money in their pocket, they don't realize if everybody, take a little bit here, take a little bit there, but we all put our money into a pocket and then we all grow a business together, everybody gonna keep eating. Why? Because everybody got a little business. This boy got the hookup over here. I got the hookup right here. I got the hookup over here with the houses. I got a homeboy that owns 4 or 5 houses in this city. Guess what? I'll just go to here, play to this city for $20 million total. My homeboy let me rent out his house for free or at least a damn discount. I go to this organization, they asking me, look, I give you 10 million, I give you $100 million. $100 million, but you going to $100 million in a state like California, really that bitch gonna be damn near cut in half. So you're really paying for about damn $50 million. You going a city like California or the Rams or something like that. So the money don't add up. The money don't add up, bro. Then you got taxes on top of that. Some states don't have taxes, like Texas. They don't really have state taxes like that. So it's like it's certain places that you gotta know this type of information and know how to flip your money and know how to use your hookups. So money ain't all everything, bro. Galladay, yeah, the Galladay he went to Kelly Galladay, he went to the Giants. And then look at him right now. The damn Lions look real good right now. Average player's career isn't that. No, that's not true. Especially not today because you got organizations like the XFL and other I forget the other football, but the XFL is about to come back. So these guys gonna have more than one way to get money. Bro, it's so many ways to get paid these days. Nobody should be saying that they not a hustler. If you're a football player, even if you're an average football player in the NFL, you should be able to make a good 2-3 million off of your profession. If you don't know how to make 2-3 million off of your profession, if you're a football player, you're a fucking moron. I'm gonna say that again. If you're a football player and you can't make $2 or $3 million off of your career, you're a fucking idiot. The USFL, that was the other one. So it's so many ways. It's so many different ways. I mean, Vic Beasley playing in the XFL. I think he playing the XFL. Like, bro, it's more than one way to these guys to get paid. Freddie Freeman, Sonya, absolutely. Freddie chasing that dollar. He played himself. Now he was on national TV crying. But guess what? He not getting paid as much as he would have got paid in Atlanta. Why? Because he went to LA with all them high ass taxes. Bro, people moving from California. So he screwed himself. Freddie Freeman screwed himself. Great comparison, Sonya. And how you doing? And he would have lasted longer if he realized he was a number two. Yeah, like I said, man, those are the things. Like when it come down, yeah, his agent did kind of screw him. The Vegas Vipers. All right. Yeah, I didn't know which team beat. Yeah, I'm gonna be I might do some. Well, I will be doing some XFL videos. So if y'all just stay subscribe to the channel, man. I'm gonna be dropping some XFL. I don't know which team I'm gonna be looking for. I'm gonna be cheering for, but uh I'm definitely gonna be watching it. That's for dang sure. But like I said, at the end of the day, man, when it all come down to, and like we could continue to state, is that we're gonna go later on. We're gonna go live tonight, 6 man K style, cooler talk. We're gonna go give our takes on this Super Bowl, and we're gonna talk about the potential cuts for the Atlanta Falcons. All right, 15th, February 15th is the date where NFL players roster bonuses are guaranteed. So we might see a few waves and a few cuts being announced in the upcoming days. So we've already heard that Derek Carr is going to veto any trade. So the Raiders are going to have to cut him, and he's going to become a free agent. So it's like it's already begun. It has already begun. So you guys stay tuned for tonight, man. Um, and like I said, stay tuned for tonight, man. We got a hell of a show for you guys as far as that concerned. But at the end of the day, man, tell you all the time, but coaching matters. And the Falcons are really doubling up on the defensive side of the ball as far as the coach is concerned. The Falcons want to develop defensive talent. They want to become a team that's put the emphasis on trench play and getting after the quarterback and building the team the proper way. Player development is what the Rashard says. So at the end of the day, appreciate y'all for joining. Like I said, we're going live tonight, 6 man K style, Mad Mike Sports. We may have a few of the guys join us on Cooler Talks, but yeah, we're gonna talk about the Super Bowl. We're gonna talk about the off season and what's to come. With that being said, I appreciate you guys for joining. I'm out of here, baby. Peace.